I have been wearing hearing aids now for more than 17 years. What really shocks me and often catches me off guard is the exhaustion. So tired, feeling completely brain dead and just having zero strength left to focus on pretty much anything. And then the guilt of feeling or thinking that we are being lazy. I mentioned recently I had an epiphany about depression versus grief. Grief caused by loss. Seeing psychologists is a huge part of our Cochlear journey. If you're not, you should. In fact, here in Australia's public system, it is a non-negotiable requirement. Losing your hearing, losing the ability to communicate with ease, especially with loved ones, losing our professions, it's all traumatic. We stop being productive to even our own expectations, and in many cases, our income suffers greatly. When the brain becomes traumatized, it's actually anything but lazy. In fact, it begins to work overtime. It's overstimulated, overactive, and overstressed. People who experience trauma often burn out quickly. I recently read an article on a Facebook page called The Mighty. I'll put a link to the article in the description below. I personally find just the stress of trying to enter into a conversation over the dinner table is ruthless. I can't possibly chew or look at my food if everyone around me is talking, especially if I'm supposed to be listening, well, lip reading, to the topic of conversation. How on earth do people sit in the same room, talk over top of each other, with numerous topics flying back and forth? I have forgotten that somehow that never bothered me. Yet today, it sends my mind into an absolute frenzy. I still hear lower frequencies, so for me at ambient places like a shopping mall, it is almost impossible to focus on someone trying to communicate with me. It really is exhausting. Most people just think I am not interested or being rude and may take offense. They have no idea of the energy and the effort that my brain is making just to be there, let alone communicate. That's why many of us find that being alone, hiding, staying away from public places and events is so much easier than actually trying to engage and fit in. And then the guilt of thinking because we no longer fit in, we actually have fallen out. The hardest part is trying to find the energy to be part of public environments. Engage in simple conversation. Most of us just push ourselves so hard and far that we inevitably crash and burn. That's when we tell ourselves we are simply being lazy, because everyone else can do it. And so goes the vicious cycle. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to rest. Learn to rest. Most importantly, do not feel guilty resting. I still have so much more research to do, simply looking at cochlear implant companies, their models and technologies, because at some point, I have to make a lifelong decision and choose one to live with. If that isn't enough for us to worry about, we will look into some of that in the next episode. So right now, on the journey that we are on, we have to take time to focus on our mental health, just as much as our physical. Because we have to dream and believe that relief and new energy is only an implant away.